Hey guys, this is a follow-up video to what I did earlier to repair the belly bulge on my Yamaha FG-420-12 acoustic guitar. All that helped. Sometimes the tuning goes low, so which I feel the bulge may return. I have also hydrated it, but just to safeguard, this was the last resort to use a Bridge Doctor. Well, this is a homemade Bridge Doctor. I just made it at home. There's nothing original here. The idea, thanks to JLD Bridge Doctor, I think those are the people who first made it. The idea is simple and effective to minimize and protect the guitar against bulging. There are many other factors, but this definitely helps. Control it, rather. This is made of construction lumber that was in my garage. I just cut off. This is actually the total height of the lumber that's available in all the big box stores. Although they say 2x4, this will be about 3.5 inches. If you want, you can saw off a bit of it if you want a lesser height. But more the height, you'll get a better fulcrum to use it. So try and use the maximum height that you can accommodate inside the guitar. So pine wood, 2x4 lumber, and this is about 3/4 of an inch. I went by the specifications of the JLD Bridge Doctor. So as I mentioned, it's not my original idea. I got inspired from that and made my own, because that cost $45 commercially available. I felt spending so much on this old guitar may not be worth, because it's diminishing returns. So I thought of trying it out at home. It's a very simple thing. Anybody with a minimum set of tools can actually do it. So most of it, except for the dowel pin, this is a 1/4 inch dowel. You get it as a 48-inch stock in Home Depot. And I didn't have any wastage. I measured the actual thing and then cut it off. The wastage was just about 2/8 of an inch, which I had to shave it off. Accordingly, you need to drill a hole here. So this is 1/5/8 of an inch. This is 3/4 of an inch. And the height is actually 3.5. As I mentioned, it's a 2x4. So there you have it. That's the entire thing. And the difference now, I'll just, although you can see it here, I'll just mention the difference. The difference is, now this will be the back of the guitar. This will be the front of the guitar. There in the original product, this is flat. So this portion of wood is not there. They have used a nylon spacer here with option to choose. I think there are 3 holes here, 3 holes made. That is because depending on the type of guitar, you can actually move the spacer wherever you want so that it sits underneath the bridge correctly. And for a 12-string guitar, yes, it has to move towards the back. And for a regular 6-string guitar, this should move forward. So what I did is I took the exact measurement, and instead of using a nylon spacer, I just took a rectangular piece of wood and then cut this much off, making the actual measurements. So that way the pins pop when you have the insert the pins. So these sit inside this without any obstruction. Here I could have used a better screw, something that matches the color of the bridge, but this is what I had at home. So that is a change here. So instead of a nylon standoff, I'm using this way. You can also do that. Instead of purchasing a nylon standoff, if you make the actual measurements, you can just cut off the wood. That is one difference. And the other difference is they have used a sort of a nylon insert. The best thing that I could think of was, I had this, I think this is made of copper, but you can use any metal that doesn't rust. So this is plated copper used in some electrical system. It had a different size hole and a thread, but to accommodate the screw I had here, this is the M5 0.8 pitch thread. Of course, you can use anything as long as it is snug and then you're able to push the dowel pin. So I drilled a bigger hole, larger hole, and then tapped it with an M5 0.8 pitch tap, and I just used a drill bit to drill holes, and then here using needle file set I made the slot here. You can see that. Doesn't look pretty, but it does the job at fraction of a cost, because this is for a 48-inch stock. It's about $2 Canadian, and that is the only thing I purchased. Otherwise all these things I had at home. Just a little bit of elbow grease and you have something. This goes this way and stays there. You can see it stays there, and then you do that, and I still have a lot of room left. Right now when I tighten it, I actually tried once, it pushes, I need only this much, that's all, and the bridge is level with the soundboard, but I still have room for another 3/8 of an inch. Still this can sit inside another 3/8, so it's only that much it goes, it pushes in. So that's about it. The original I think is 42 grams. As you can see in this, the whole thing weighs 53 grams, and the original, again I'll repeat, was 42 grams. So this is 52, 53, say 52 grams. If this test has any meaning, well, I'm happy with the result, except for this gap here. That is on this side. We'll check on the other side. This is how it is on the other side. I ended up using a longer screw, not a cheese head screw which I had originally planned, and countersunk. So I just used a washer. I didn't want to countersunk this because I have a feeling this is not wood. Of course, I have never worked with ebony before. I don't think this is ebony. Looks more plastic, but then there are no mounting bolts. If it is a plastic bridge, I believe we need to see some, at least 3 or 4 mounting bolts underneath. I don't see anything. This seems like glued on. As mentioned, I have never worked with ebony. I don't know whether this is ebony. But anyway, while drilling, I somehow did not get a good feeling, so I didn't want to countersink and risk it. So instead of that, since the only screw I had was a countersunk screw, and I didn't want that countersunk to rip the whatever material this is and crack it. So because of that, I used a flat washer underneath. Looks odd. Maybe later I can touch this up with a black permanent marker and make it look black. Cosmetically, yes, it doesn't look pretty, but it does the job. You have seen the belly bulge is gone. Take a video using an endoscope camera. You can see the screw head there of the Bridge Doctor.